We are less than 48 hours before the start of fall camp, and members of the University of Florida football team continue to make headlines off the field.
Now, the allegations include associating with an alleged gambler, getting discounts on rental cars, and a confrontation caught on camera that involved rocks, airsoft guns, and a frying pan.
First Coast News' Matt Head continues to dig deeper into the story he first broke last week.
Reported improper benefits, a friendship with an alleged gambler, and this video showing an incident involving airsoft guns and a frying pan. Allegations that could force the Florida Gators football team off sides.
It's a really intriguing case.
Former student athlete and now attorney Don Jackson specializes in sports law, focused on college athletes. A Gator spokesperson confirmed they are looking into the allegations Monday, saying in part, anytime we get information involving our student athletes, we look into it. Number 1, Gator player Ciante Lewis's reported friendship with a Gainesville local named Devontae Zachary, aka Tay-Bang. According to this report, Lewis was the only person that told police Zachary gambled on Gator football games.
That the players in any way violated the gambling bylaws relative to NCAA gambling bylaws by providing information to gambling influences and God forbid, engaging in conduct that in any way influence the outcome of the game. That could have serious implications, but that's a conclusion for way down the road.
Allegation 2. Zachary, aka Tay-Bang, says he rented cars to 2 UF football players at discounted rates, according to a separate incident report.
Sometimes these kinds of stories look worse on the front end than they actually are.
The discount could get players in trouble if it was determined to be given because the individual was a student athlete, according to UF's compliance office. A spokesperson for Enterprise Rental Car, where Tay-Bang worked, said in an email they do have a friends and family discount program available to all employees, which they could pass on to customers. Allegation 3. Could the players face punishment for the airsoft incident? None of the players involved are facing any criminal charges, but 6 players are facing UF student conduct. The team hasn't announced any suspensions. I'm Matt Head, First Coast News, on your side.
Matt, thank you. Now, First Coast News has reached out to the NCAA to see if they would open an investigation into the situation at UF. We've also reached out to the university asking for minutes of the disciplinary hearing. We will continue to follow the story on air and online.